What's up, you guys? Sean Sapp. This is November 2nd, 2020. I told you guys I'm going to try to do these news updates a little bit more often than I had been doing them. And as always, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, tap the bell for notifications. If you happen to be watching live here at youtube.com/Fightful or Fightful.com, donate a super chat. We'll get your question in. We'll get your statement in as we do on all of our live streams. But we have a pretty big piece of news. Kylie Rae of Impact Wrestling has announced that she is no longer wrestling. So I'll kind of go in chronological order here. Kylie Rae had withdrawn from Black Label Pro at the Collective. It was her last booking of the GCW Collective. And she had cited an injury. We were not told what kind of injury. She did wrestle some shows that weekend, but she had the Impact Bound for Glory show that was set for 2 weeks later. She did promote those shows on Twitter and social media and things of that nature, and had driven into Nashville for the Bound for Glory tapings the night before Bound for Glory. I was told that she had asked for call times even, but then she never appeared at those call times on Saturday. This led to definitely some concern, a lot of concern. I don't want to say some concern. I want to specify a lot of concern from her fellow wrestlers, from staff, from Impact themselves, who had not heard from Kylie Rae. The wrestlers had not heard from Kylie Rae. As far as I know, Impact Wrestling had not heard from Kylie Rae as well as of last weekend. Now, I need to specify that because when you hear one thing from wrestlers, you can hear another thing from the office. I have not had any contact with Impact Wrestling specifically, the actual company, about her status, why she wasn't there, anything like that. And I need to make sure to differentiate that because I don't know if Kylie Rae contacted them to let them know and they were protecting her or protecting her wishes or her desires or anything like that. I am not sure. So I need to specify that. Wrestlers, however, had not heard from her through Tuesday of last week. That being Tuesday, October, 27th. So at some point last weekend, somebody close to Kylie Rae did get in touch with wrestlers and just said, hey, you know what? She's alive. Just so nobody fears the worst, so to speak. So that did calm a lot of people down and had a lot of people feeling better about it. But there was no real information about why she was gone. I can tell you that she did not appear at the tapings, even though she drove into Nashville. And Impact Wrestling did leave things pretty open-ended in the event, or the hopes that she could appear at the November tapings. They're doing another set later this month. And they wanted to leave that wide open in the event that she could come back, if such a thing could happen. They weren't pressuring her to do so, but I was told that as of last week, Impact had left the door open for a return, and that if she wanted to be back, she would be back, and that this was something that Impact was kind of aware could possibly happen if they brought her on. Now, she was a big free agent signing this year. We'll get into why she was a big free agent signing in a moment, but I want to go ahead and read her announcement. Kylie Rae had a Patreon to help support herself financially. Quite frankly, ad rates aren't what they used to be. The subscription model is the way to go, as you've seen here. But she posted a message that was open to everybody on her Patreon that said, "Good morning. I'm truly sorry for the pain I've caused in communication. I am currently unwell. I'm also sorry I wasn't able to get this out before your monthly subscription charge. I wanted to take this time to say I am no longer a professional wrestler and am currently taking a break from social media. It's been a very hard decision to make, but please understand. When I am well, I will try to fulfill any obligations that I have missed. During this time, most tiers will not be able to be fulfilled. Please feel free to unsubscribe from this membership and Patreon account. Thank you for understanding." She closed with a little bit of a heart there. So I spoke to Kylie Rae earlier this year. I don't think it's a secret. She left All Elite Wrestling last year. She asked for her release. From the point where she was pulled from, I think it was Fyter Fest, for the next couple of months until All Out, we did not know the status of Kylie Rae. We didn't know what was going on. The rumors that went rampant were just obscene and ridiculous, and she specified nobody made her leave AEW Wrestling. I did my interview with her this year, and she was wonderful. She was great. She did specify to me, without being explicit in nature, she didn't want to talk about her departure. And indicated to me, again, wasn't anybody that caused her to leave. So any of those rumors that you've heard, not true. Now, during that period, there were a lot of different rumors, and I was personally getting messages because I did check on this. I had a lot of people that said, hey guys, why didn't you report on this? Why didn't you report on this? And I'll tell you why we didn't report on this last year. Because last year, after Kylie Rae left, all the way into this year, I heard from wrestlers, I heard from staff, I heard from officials, I heard from people that trained with her, people close to her friends, all that. Many unsolicited that knew why Kylie Rae left AEW. And there were so many different off-the-wall reasons that there's no way they could have worked in unison. There's no way that all of those things that people knew could have happened. And the issue with that is I could have double-sourced almost any of them because so many people had heard so many different things. At that point, I kind of decided for the sake of the things that I had heard, it wouldn't be responsible for me to report any of those individual things unless she did. She went out of her way to specify nobody made her leave AEW. She has not specified that for Impact as of yet, but I have heard no issues about her regarding Impact Wrestling and the people there. I've heard that she was well liked. I've not really heard anybody say that they don't like Kylie Rae, and everybody wants her to be safe, and everybody wants her to be better off. I'm not going to speculate on what she's dealing with or what she's doing, but not everybody's happiness comes from wrestling. You can tell that some happiness for her came from wrestling, and maybe one day it will again, but It's one of those situations where you just got to make sure that she finds her happiness, and maybe wrestling can be a part of that one day. I'm not going to speak for her, but I just hope that she finds that because she deserves that. My experience with her, nothing but positive, nothing but thumbs up. Never heard anything negative about her as a person. I spoke to her earlier this year, and she said, quote, currently I am signed to a long-term contract, but after that, we'll see where it goes. I've been saying since the day I started training, I've got about 2 years left in me, and now it's 7 years later. So it's like she knew that her time was not going to be decades and decades, but it was clear that she loved wrestling. She loved it. And she was set for a very big match against Deonna Purrazzo. Like I said, I just hope she finds happiness. Send her your best wishes. She's off social media right now, but think of her. Think of what she could be going through. You just never know. You just never know, and it's always good to be supportive in that sense. Thank you, guys. We're out.